Hey everybody, One of Wisdom here. It is Friday, January 10th, 2014, about 8:40 p.m., somewhere in that time frame. Really cool day today because FedEx actually managed to deliver. They were a day late, past their guaranteed date, but again, can't complain too much since it did get here, and mainly it got here Friday before the weekend. Gives me something to do. I'll be up all night playing around, testing things out. That said, you can probably guess based on what you see here. We've got Lightcore Grim Creeper, Legendary Lightcore Grim Creeper, Castaway Series 1 Camo from SSA. We got Bumble Blast Terrafin and the dead giveaway for you, the Fiery Forge. Now, if you didn't know, what that means is we're going to get started here by unboxing the Arkeyan Crossbow Battle Pack. This is part of Wave 3, it and the Adventure Pack, which I just happen to have right here, Shipwreck Island. Just so happened to be the end of Wave 3 for me. I've gotten everything else in and unboxed for you. If you haven't seen those, essentially I had the ones early from Toys R Us, the core characters, then Wave 3 swappers. We got Stink Bomb, got him up first, then Rubble Rouser, then Spyrise as of last night. Also new to the playlist as of last night, we had, of course, Lightcore Whamshell, Lightcore Countdown. So be on the lookout for all those. Again, on the blog, if you want to see pictures of the Lightcore characters on the portal, see their stats, slogans, base information, all that kind of stuff's up on the blog for you. That said, what we want to focus on right now is the Arkeyan Crossbow Battle Pack. This one has been highly anticipated for various reasons, and in all honesty, that big reason is Thorn Horn Camo. Camo, as you can see there on the pool table. Actually, we'll go ahead and get him some action up here. Camo was a late release in Skylanders Spyro's Adventure. This was quite some time ago. Wasn't Giants, it was the original game, the game that started it all, if you will. He came out late, roughly. One of the best triple packs, in my opinion, still to date, was Camo, Igniter, and Mornado. You can sometimes find that at Toys R Us still. I really hadn't seen it anywhere else. Maybe Amazon, so I hadn't really checked there. But bottom line, that one came out kind of late in the game. Of course, Igniter was available at the time, but you had to have the 3DS starter packs. That's kind of why it was a big deal. It brought him out and two highly anticipated characters. Both turned out to be fan favorites. Camo, a bit more powerful, probably a little bit more well-liked in general by the masses than Mornado, but the fact of the matter is, if you've watched any of the pole battles I have done, this guy is an absolute beast. He rarely loses, cleans house with pretty much everyone. That is evident not only in the battle tournaments I've run, but also in Castaway's Newlanders. What I have seen, the official Skylanders game Twitter account, and that's basically the same thing you see on Facebook, Google+, any social media outlet. What they are claiming is that Thorn Horn Camo, this battle pack is going to be the only way to get him. Some people up in arms about that. You might not like the battle packs, etc. To me, it's a cool deal. You get two characters. If you haven't noticed, they tend to be juxtaposed to one another. For example, the opposite of life would be undead in Skylanders, so they tie in well together. I have to say, the Arkeyan Crossbow, when I saw it last night at Toys R Us, looks way better in person than I thought it would. Grim Creeper, I don't know if he will be tied to this battle pack as well. They specifically mention your only way to get Thorn Horn Camo is the Arkeyan Crossbow Battle Pack. He could have a solo release since he is a Newlander. That said, the reason there hadn't been a lot of hype for him and it's kind of been focused more on Thornhorn is simply because from launch we had Lightcore Grim Creeper, and then of course TRU exclusive we have Legendary Lightcore Grim Creeper. What shocked me, especially when they did it, the Fiery Forge Battle Pack has Bumble Blast. Then it has, the little battle piece, if you will, and then it has Terrafin. I figured, my logic was you would have Terrafin locked into that battle pack. Still in my corner pocket here on the pool table is a single pack of Knockout Terrafin. Now, this is something I thought they might do, but I figured we wouldn't see that for I'm talking maybe April, if they even did it. So that was a pleasant surprise. But again, I could be wrong here. Maybe I'm interpreting what they wrote incorrectly, but what I have read verbatim was basically this battle pack is your only way to get Thorn Horn Camo. So if you are hoping to get camo, my advice, go ahead, pick this up. And why wouldn't you? Because in all honesty, you're going to save some money. $9.99, we'll call them $10 on the characters. You got 10, you got 20. You're paying basically $5 for the Arkeyan Crossbow at that point in time. The fact of the matter is, even if you don't like the battle arenas, it does some other things. You can use it, in gameplay as a magic item. It will give you some access to solo stuff as well. So, that said, the artwork, which hopefully you've been looking at this whole time, looks really good. This version of Grim Creeper, it's kind of got more of the blue exposed on him, and I think it looks awesome. It's very well done on both the figure and the artwork here. Coming over, of course, you've got new battle arenas. Then a translation I won't go into. We've got Thorn Horn Camo. He looks pretty intimidating right there. Again, right here, Grim Creeper, Undead Element. We've got the Arkeyan Crossbow. Of course, that's a namesake for the battle pack, but it's actually in here too. Then coming over, we've got Thorn Horn Camo. As you can see, he is a Series 2 character. For all you camo fans, you once again have the one-up on Warnado. Warnado's been out since launch, but he is a light core character. I cover this all the time in the playthroughs, the introduction videos. I hit on it last night. I've gotten a few people commenting on it. I love, the light cores are cool. They're unique. Obviously, camo doesn't have a light core pose. Lots of possibilities for one, though, if you start thinking about some of his upgrades. But staying away from that digression, essentially, Flashwing fans. Cassie's a huge Flashwing fan. She's back. She's happy about that, but she doesn't have a WoW power because she's a light core figure. Same thing with me and Warnado. I'm glad the guy's back. I've done a ton of his quests already, to be honest with you. But the issue is he doesn't have that WoW pal. Whamshell. I know the majority of you probably out of Flashwing and Warnado would say, I'd take Whamshell. Got a really awesome pose. The light up effect is neat, but again, no WoW pal. So for those of you that like camo, and he was a beast, he still is a beast, his SS8 figure, you could grab this guy from my pool table and go clean house and swap force if you're so inclined. That said, the reason that his awesome camo's back as a Series 2 is he gets that WoW pal, and that alone makes this even more desirable. That said, we're going to flip this over. Featured piece here is actually the Arkeyan Crossbow. That's pretty cool. I would assume you're going to put that on the portal and it's probably going to shoot, the projectiles. Should be pretty neat. Here's our inset box art. You can see again the opposites going at it. That could be the actual battle arena too. We'll have to kind of see. But of course, what you get, Grim Creeper, very, very nice pose in my opinion. Excited to get him out of the packaging. And there, of course, is Thorn Horn Camo. Very aggressive and menacing pose this time around. Now, as you'll note, also available, the Fiery Forge Battle Pack. Again, that includes the Fiery Forge, Bumble Blast, and Knockout Terrapin, which again, for your convenience, are right there on the pool table. Coming up next, we've got Grim Creeper. That is his standard pose. Roller Brawl, Phantom Cinder, Twin Blade, Chop. It's important to note the entire Undead Element is now 100% available. Bear in mind you do have Light Core Grim Creeper and Legendary Light Core included, but even the swappers, Rattleshake, Night Shift, Legendary Night Shift, all available. A lot of times people don't pay attention to this, but if you think about it, you got Legendary Light Core GC and you've got Legendary Night Shift. So two legendaries hailing from the Undead Element in Swap Force. On the life side, you've actually got a fairly similar story. Ninja Stealth Elf, of course, he's available in your starter packs. Thorn Horn Camo available now. He's again going to be the big ticket item. Zulu's available, and we've got Bumble Blast. Now expanding on that, and we will be expanding on that. You've got Dark Stealth Elf. Again, I still like to call her Dark Ninja Stealth Elf, but she was available in the GameStop exclusive Dark Edition starter pack. You've got Legendary Zulu, Toys R Us exclusive. Bumble Blast, of course, everyone should be familiar with Jolly Bumble Blast, but the one light core that we currently lack is going to be Light Core Bumble Blast, so we still have that to look forward to. So, covered these Undead and Life elements pretty well. For what it's worth, again, Undead 100% available. Life, you just lack Light Core Bumble Blast. So you're not really missing anything since he is a new lander and he won't have a wild power regardless. But don't think I said this. I got it at Toys. No, I'm sorry. I did not get it at Toys R Us. Got it at Amazon. FedEx delivered it today, a day late. $24.99 is all I paid on Amazon. And that is a nice deal. So I'm going to go ahead, come in here and cut this open again tomorrow. We got Skylanders Day at GameStop. Made the rounds last night. Checked with my local store. I was hoping they actually would have had, you know, Shipwreck Island and this. I was going to go ahead and pick those up mainly so I'd have the second wind-up and then the second Thorn Horn Camo. Probably give that one to my nephew, but they actually had the Wave 3 swappers. They even had Stink Bomb, but the catch is they didn't have anything else. And it was the manager in there, one of the two. And he did not seem to know of any shipments coming. They hadn't been instructed to hold anything back. Basically, verbatim, his words were, it's basically a way for people to unload their Giants portals, you know, and get money off a new starter pack. Plus, remember, if you spend money on the Swap Force characters, you can get the Skylander Giants sidekick. So you can make out Barkley right up there. That's it. This is what it looks like from the backside. Outside of the Tower of Time and the Fiery Forge, I've done everything via single pack this time around. So again, it's not the most economical way to do it, getting the triples, you know, the singles versus the triples, but there are new triple packs for this wave, and I don't think we'll probably see them until, you know, wave 4 is trickling out. This is what it looks like. If for whatever reason you want to get these out, put them all on the portal, take pictures, whatever you do with them, and then put them back in the packaging to reseal it. I suggest you cut that tape right here. That way you won't run the risk of actually tearing this, you know, nameplate, if you will. Gonna go ahead and bend this back. Let's just start in the middle. Again, this is probably easier if you have smaller hands. That's the case with me. Pop that out pretty easy. We'll take a look at it here in a second. We'll work our way down now to Grim Creeper. I'm excited again to see what he actually looks like. Very nice pose. And then we'll come over and we will do our best to get Thorn Horn Camo out. Again, what I like to do, I don't like to just grab him by the thorny horns. I like to come in and actually, you know, pop the base out if possible. That's the best, safest way to do it. Triple packs are somewhat more difficult on the cards to pop out just because you've got the extra real estate to contend with. I like to bend these tabs in. There we go. And then you've got this to, you know, contend with as well. So when you get that free, don't just yank it out. You want to go ahead and gently pull it up. Or you run the risk, you know, of dementing the card, putting a crease down the middle. We'll pop that one out. And lastly, we'll come back to Grim Creeper. There you go. Alright. And we don't need that, so we will throw it to the floor. Alright, how do we want to do this one? Let's take it one thing at a time. We'll go Grim Creeper first. What you get, Grim Creeper, obviously. Let me back those guys up so you can see them. We'll cover his pose in detail here in a second. You get the stat card and you get the sticker sheet. The sticker sheet has full color art sticker, the name tag, below that QR code, and a web code for your iOS and Android apps. Taking a look at his stats. Again, this doesn't necessarily correlate to the game, but they give us the card, so I cover them for you. Power or strength, 90 of 200. Armor, 90 of 200. Agility, 90 of 200. And luck, 60 of 200. Add all that up, and you've got 330 out of a potential 800. So we're going to set that down now. Let's go ahead and take a look at his pose here. This is kind of what I alluded to when I was saying I like the blue. If you recall his scythe from the light core figures, it was kind of that translucent blue. He is really visible here because he's kind of in more of an aggressive pose. You can see how his foot's on the back side of the skull. This one's kind of right above the eye socket, if you will. He's almost swinging the scythe back, going to come in and just unload on you. For whatever reason, I guess just because of the way he was running in this one, you know, the armor kind of covers more of the body. So you don't get to see as much of the blue as you do on this one, since he's kind of got the side shot. It's a little bit more exposed. But I have to say, in terms, I'll go ahead and grab a legendary as well for you. The legendaries, again, you either love or hate the really dark blue and the gold. Some characters wear it very well, others not so much. I have to say, out of the three, bear in mind those two are exactly the same minus the coloration differences, I actually like the standard pose the best. For me, again, it comes down to the, you know, more the exposed body where you can see that translucent blue. I just think that's a really nice color, ties in well with the character. Plus, it flows well with the blue base for Swap Force. So, that is pretty much that in terms of Grim Creeper. Again, if you are a Grim Creeper fan, or at least the way I do things, obviously you'd want this standard pose, although it doesn't unlock anything different since it is a new lander. There is no Wow Pal. But what I like to do, I might come in and take like the I don't know, the Scythe path with this one, then come in and with the standard light core take the Spooky Spectre, play with them a little while, see which one I like the best, and then what I'll do for the legendary Grim Creeper light core, of course, is take the path that I prefer out of those two after having played them. But this pose itself, again, like I said, looks like he is ready to unload. He's winding back, building up some torque in the torso, going to hit you with the scythe. Really cool detail there. It's almost like that, you know, ethereal, spiritual thing going on. The scythe, it looks like it would be sharp. Again, nice detail there at the top side. I feel like you can kind of see his eyes a little better. Yeah, they're actually a totally different style. For whatever reason, Light Core Grim Creeper, the camera would focus on this for you a little bit. It's catching the light, making it difficult. Anyway, you can see it now. I'll try to not move. That's really hard. You've got the white of the eye, then you've got a sky blue, and then black in the middle. Now, take a look at standard Grim Creeper. You just have white with like a medium blue on the eye. That makes his eyes actually look bigger, I guess, because the pupils literally are bigger. The legendary version, same way as the standard light core, but it's like a dark blue. I'd say that blue actually matches the standard pose, but then what they did, the reason it looks darker to you, they put black inside the eye just like they did on standard light core Grim Creeper. So that is an interesting development there. The strategy guide actually shows him to, you know, have the blue ring with the black center. So this, I'll have to, I don't have a second one here with me right now. I'm going to have to pay attention to that. If your standard Grim Creeper happens to have black in the middle, let me know. But that's actually why his eyes look bigger. You can probably tell, you know, the farther back I go. But that said, the detail's still really good. You can kind of see the glove and the gauntlet. Nice texture there on the staff of the scythe. Again, same detail, belt, the ankle cuffs or the top of the boots, if you will. Again, same detail on the gloves. And then, like I said, the main thing, since the way he's twisted, that's actually what dictates how much of the blue body that you see. So, overall, very nicely done. Let me reach down here and grab this. This is the packaging. Oh, boy. This is the packaging artwork right there. It's actually the white on the eye, obviously, and then you've got the dark blue with the black center. Same thing, I believe, on the stat card. Yeah, that's the case. So I don't know if this guy, they just like maybe have this first round, or maybe I got one that just missed that process or ran out of the black paint or something, or they all could be like this. I don't know right now, but that's a small detail I catch. That's actually why I go into detail for you. A lot of people just open these up and here he is, you know, toss it aside. I like to go into these details because sometimes you catch things. Who knows, they're either all like this, I've got a fluke, you might have a fluke, or it might be a deal where here in 2-3 months when the next round of the battle packs appear, might have that black dot in there, and then collectors can go haywire over that. That said, his slogan, "Your time is up." Background story for Grim Creeper, and again, bear in mind this is truly Grim Creeper, no light core tricks involved. When he was young, Grim Creeper visited the prestigious Grimacre School for Ghost Wrangling, hoping to attend as a student. But when the Scaremaster interviewed him, he found that Grim didn't have any of the usual training the other students had. Because of this, he was turned away. However, as young Grim was about to leave, a herd of rampaging ghosts suddenly flooded the school, carrying away the faculty and leaving the students to fend for themselves. Grim Creeper stood his ground, not only defending the other students, but using his amazing reaping talents to fight back the ghosts and contain them until help could arrive. Now a Skylander, Grim is considered one of the best reapers ever to swing a scythe, proving that studies alone are no substitute for bravery, passion, and true heroic spirit. So, props to Grim Creeper there. And again, we'll have to monitor that eye issue, kind of see how that pans out. We'll go ahead and do camo here. Again, you should be familiar with him. Well, what you get, of course, is the figure, which you see right there. Let me scoot that guy back for you. You get Thorn Horn Camo, you get his stat card, and then behind this we have his sticker sheet. Again, you can use this on your poster, your storage walls, refrigerators, whatever you do. QR code right there, then below that you've got a web code for your iOS and Android apps. Let's take a look at his stats. Power or strength 80 of 200, armor 100 of 200, agility 50 of 200, and luck 100 of 200. That's going to put him at 280, 330, and just in comparison, that is exactly what Grim Creeper was, 330. So nicely balanced battle pack there. Let's see, Camo's slogan is actually Fruit Punch. Again, as soon as you play him and take some of his upgrade pass, I think you'll understand why. But once again, super aggressive on the pose here, just not taking in any detail. It's just you could see him in the packaging and tell, hey, somebody made this guy angry. We should probably not mess with him. Notable differences here, he's got thorns that's coming off of his horns. It's almost, like a vine or a rose bush or something. You can kind of see that on the back, the leafy structure. Again, he's got the same green and yellow. Again, those are kind of complementary colors. They go well together. Tongue and eyes on him are almost a red-orange. Not quite sure what the color would be called exactly, but it's not red and it's not orange. It's kind of like a hybrid of the two. Then down here on the claws, you get into like a earth red, if you will. Kind of got a lot of brown hues to it. You see that on all four of the feet. 3 claws on each feet. They are done up in yellow. Does not have talons on the back, but again, check out that detail on the spikes. Almost looks like I should be pricking my finger when I touch those. Base, of course, typical life element. It's got the green leafy structure. And then, of course, blue base to indicate this is a Swap Force figure. Now, this is his Series 2 pose. This is non-light core, nothing like that, so he does have a Wow Pal. Haven't really checked into it in a while. I think it had something to do with the melons. I think they're going to blow up, despite, kind of the horn appearance and everything. That said, Camo again first appeared in Skylanders Spyro's Adventure. He was a late release, extremely popular, still extremely popular. For those of you that missed out on him the first time around, hadn't picked him up, I think he will probably grow on first-time players just like he did with SSA. But comparing these two characters together, first thing I note, we don't have that part line on his neck and body anymore. If you note right there, oh, now you can see it. There's kind of like that black line. That's actually like a parting line. The back side, these little spikes were actually yellow on the original figure. So that's something, I think it would have looked pretty good. But the other issue, the detail on the leaves, I think, is quite a bit better on the new one. Obviously, again, his horns a little bit bigger than they were on this one. Plus, they've got the thorns going on. We've got 1, 2, 3 big spike, front spike. 1, 2, 3 big spike, front spike. So all that is, correct in terms of everything. I feel again like this is more of a true red on the original SSA camo, whereas this is like that earthy red. You can actually see the brown if you follow from the chest of yellow, kind of the green on the arm. Then you see some brown before you get into that mixed of the red. So still Pretty accurate. He's kind of stayed true. If you note, one of the features around his eyes, well, now you can see it, he's got that yellow trim on both sides. They maintain that here. It's not as vivid of a yellow, I have to say. Teeth seem roughly the same. Here's a discrepancy for you. Original SSA, I'm so nearly said Spiral, but camo, roof of the mouth is actually painted. On the Swap Force camo, it's actually green. I don't know if that's intentional. They decided the roof of the mouth should be green, or if they just kind of didn't do it. Front chest looks pretty much the same again. This yellow on the new figure's got a little bit more of an orange tint to it. All the colors in general on the new camo, I feel like they're just a shade or two darker. Even the greens, for example, easiest way to see that is for me to pull them tail to tail. And it's not just the lack of yellow on this one making that contrast. This kind of looks like a pale green, or it's got some blue in it, and this is just a really darker, more vivid green on the new figure. Base, quite different as well, much more green hues. This one's a lot darker on the original, but that's pretty much that in terms of the differences between these two figures. This is a fairly menacing pose, but I feel like this one, here you might think, hey, did he just see me, or is he upset? And in this one, he's upset, so kind of a cool deal there. Plus, the most notable change, just putting the thorns on the horns, hence the name Thorn Horn Camo. Now, Camo's bio not quite as long. Hatched at the roots of the Tree of Life, Camo was half dragon and half plant, with effervescent life energy flowing through his scaly leaves. That comes into play with his soul gem. It was that orbiting sun shield. I think it also regenerates health, if I remember correctly. This power allows him to cultivate fruits and vegetables at a highly accelerated rate, which causes them to explode when they ripen. Camo's unique gift caught the eye of Master Eon, initially because he was hungry and tried to eat a melon that exploded in his face. But upon realizing Camo's true power, Eon convinced him to help the Skylanders protect their world. So, very cool story there on Camo. Again, he does have a new WoW pal. From what I've been able to procure online, he is only going to be available in the Arkeyan Crossbow Battle Pack. That could change, but that's straight from Skylanders game. Didn't ever see that, as best I remember, with the other characters. Again, Knockout Terrapin already surfaced single pack, which shocked me being that early. But if you do, of course, Camo fans, you're going to rush out there and buy the guy anyway. For those of you that maybe you just started in Giants, didn't backtrack to SSA, or maybe Swap Force, the swappable characters got your attention, you thought, man, I got to pick this up. If you've never played Camo, he is a very potent character again. It has been a long time since Camo was new. That goes back to like the summer of, 2011 or something? I guess maybe 2012, I'm sorry. But couple of years, needless to say. That said, what happens, people have stayed true. They like Camo so much, he's continued to have a devoted following. If you visit any fan sites or forums and stuff, you'll see quite a few people with Camo, as their avatar or featured character, or even in their usernames. Even on YouTube, a lot of times you'll see like Dino Ring Master, and if you start paying attention to that stuff, you will see a ton of people with Camo in their name. That's because these are people that have played SSA or Giants that have Camo and know what a unique and powerful character he is. That said, we are not quite done. We're going to set him down. The Arkeyan Crossbow, we're going to pull that up for you here in a second. You do get the card for whatever that's worth to you. Behind that, you, of course, still get your sticker sheet. You've got the artwork for your posters, collection, storage. You've got the name tag, QR code, and then, of course, a web code down below that. The card itself pretty much is what it is. It just showcases the Arkeyan Crossbow. Obviously, in this case, you're looking at the back side where you pull back and shoot. Back side of the card, pretty much generic, matches all the others. Arkeyan Crossbow, though. Prior to last night at Toys R Us, my local store had, I think, 2 or 3 of the Arkeyan Crossbow Battle Packs. It was really hard not to buy one, but I was very hopeful. This thing showed up today from FedEx, which it did. I'd only seen this online, and when I saw it in the store for the first time, I realized they did a very good job on the Arkeyan Crossbow, at least in my opinion. Forgot what I was going to say because my iPad went off. But it should be, again, you're going to put this on the portal power. It might. I'm thinking it probably lights up just a little bit, maybe down the main part of the bow, possibly the projectile end. I'll have to check and see. You know what? I don't know if this is going to work without my 3DS handy, but let's try. No, it doesn't have the juice without the game, but what I'll do, if you want to see what this thing looks like on the portal, I'm assuming it's going to light up. Don't hold me to that just yet, but what I'll do, I'll have a picture I'll take tonight. When you take that link at the top of the video description, it will take you to the blog. If you cycle down, you'll see all the pictures. I'll have all the characters, the battle actions, and of course the Arkeyan Crossbow. If it does in fact light up on the portal, I'll have a shot with the lights out, so be sure to look for that. Almost looks like they took a pedestal or a podium. Well, that you see some reminiscence of like an anvil. You know, the anvil rain comes to mind. Really nice work there. Again, that's almost like a, you know, ship's steering wheel. But of course, the way that's really going to work, if you've ever looked at, you know, ancient weaponry or anything, going to crank back on these wheels to pull back and load the bow. And then of course you release and, you know, you control the trajectory, of course, you know, up and down. It doesn't swivel or anything. This would probably be pretty easy to articulate that mechanism of it if you wanted to. That said, you know, if this does in fact light up, I think it's going to look pretty dadgum cool on the portal of power. So, but again, this is a pretty good look at it. It is intricately detailed. You can actually see right here, I'm guessing that's supposed to be rope, but it almost looks more like chain. Nice detail on the bow. You can really see it there. Again, look at the spikes I'm touching with my fingers. Kind of gives the impression of like a worn metal finish on the top. I guess some like rustic iron, if you will. And again, very nice sharp looking point on that projectile. It matches very well with the blue. There's almost like a little bit more of a, you know, like turquoise or green shading in Grim Creeper, but then on the bow itself it's kind of like a really pale blue. I think it works well, and again, if it lights up, it ought to look really neat. That said, that is pretty much that for the Arkeyan Crossbow Battle Pack. $24.99, got mine at Amazon. They've cycled in and out of stock basically since Monday when they first appeared. I've only seen it locally at Toys R Us. Again, my hope for those of you hunting Wave 3 is that maybe tomorrow at GameStop Skylander Day, they could perhaps have the new Battle Pack and Adventure Pack. Best Buy has that Sprocket deal. They actually emailed me and said that they'd changed their release date to the 10th, which is today. Not quite sure how that's going to turn out. I'm having mine shipped to me. I didn't feel like going in the store. You know, more on that later. But chance they could have it, of course, Walmart, Target, if anyone's up for that, you know. But Toys R Us, probably your best bet if that is a local option. If not, GameStop, if you don't have access to that either, and you can go online, I would advise you check Amazon. But again, what you get is the Arkeyan Crossbow, hence the namesake of the Battle Pack. You get standard Grim Creeper, again, non-light core. This is our first access to his standard pose. And then, of course, you get the highly anticipated, probably going to be highly sought after when new players realize how powerful he is, Thorn Horn Camo. So here's what you get. And again, when you put this on the Portal of Power, it should have an effect. It's going to unlock some battle arenas for you. And just like the Fiery Forge, it's going to do some damage to enemies. So I will leave it at that. Again, thank you for watching. Take that link at the top of the video description. It will take you to the blog. You'll see all the pictures, more information, things along those lines. Make sure you're subscribed. I never know when I'm going to come across new things or get some videos up. As a subscriber, you will be the first to know. You can follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. Maybe, I think tonight, I know for sure, I'm going to go in and introduce these characters, get that stuff. I may actually upload those and then start reverse ordering the playlist. Don't want to spend too much time on that type of information. However, if I get the chance this weekend with my nephew, we will try to record some of this. These guys, we'll do them box stock. Later on, we'll do them when they're fully leveled up and everything. But if we get the time, I'll go ahead. I'll record Grim Creeper versus Thorn Horn Camo box stock on the Arkeyan Crossbow Battle Arena, so we'll see how that goes. But again, can't make any promises there, but I do know he was wanting to record episode 4 in our Minecraft Ultimate Quest. So if he's over here and he has me playing some Minecraft, I'll see if I can't talk him into, you know, a couple of rounds of the new characters in the new arena. So again, stay tuned for that. You can find more information on the blog. As always, thank you for watching, and until next time, we will catch you later.